digital natives, we became less and less aware of how much decision we actually have, and like how much choice we actually have to be part of it or not. Which, when you look at all the generations, they naturally don't do it. They naturally just feel like, yeah, well, I'm sorry, I didn't pick up my phone today, I didn't look at it. They don't have this habit yet to consume so much. And when you are aware that you're consuming so much, I think exactly then it is important to reflect of how much you want to actually give time or in to this habit. I personally have reserved myself the right about this global connection that we have nowadays, and this multi-connection that we can have through the internet with our smartphones. I reserve myself the right to decide when I answer, and I see that many don't feel like they have this right. They feel when they get a push notification or a message from someone that the moment that they read it, that they have to answer. And in my life I felt how I also was in this, that I felt somehow, okay, now that I am connected, I need to respond. When I'm called out or when I'm being messaged to, but already for years I'm treating it this way, that I don't want to be online all the time, even though I might be, because you can write me at all times. I don't feel the urge to respond, and I see that many do feel this urge, and they feel this big link to their social networks and to the people that are behind there, like their friends. And I see how that can impact a lot our psyche, in a way, how we treat relationships. And that might end up with exactly what you were saying, that people prefer to have this anonymous wall of some kind through the social network, of not having to face it in front of them, to not have to look the human in the eye while talking about something that is heavy on them. I don't like to judge things too black and white with good or bad. I think it always has several sides, and it always depends on the quantity of how much one consumes. It can have benefits to be globally connected, and it has certainly as well negative effects on us to be constantly reminded that we have the possibility to reach out to people on the other side of the world, or just to people not in this room with us right now. And I think that every one of us has to decide for themselves how much one wants to be part of this. And I think that with the news to now, well, I think that also right now there are many young movements which are trying to change something about the world, and which have their ideals, which are trying to get through in the politics. And I believe that the sensitivity is increased. There are those terms like snowflake generation, which have this negative connotation to it, that we're becoming somehow weaker, which genetically speaking may be true because of the prosperity times in the last 100 years, but after the war, that rised here in Europe. But yes, sure, I believe every generation gives its footprint on human history, in a way that also the Generation Z certainly gives something to it. And I think what is very contemporary is a general awareness, for example, with gender equality and gender variety. The whole LGBTQ scene is becoming bigger and bigger, and more awareness, and gaining respect among hardened principles and ideas of our society. And another subject is the environment, I guess. With somebody like Greta Thunberg, we have again somebody starting a movement, being young, to spread general awareness of the impact that we're leaving on our Earth, the way we're living right now. Subjects that already are old in some way, like racism is getting more and more attention again with George Floyd, which is also led by mostly people which are between 20 and 27, I guess. That's what I mean. I think it's quite a reoccurring thing. It's a circle in itself, over and over again. The reason why wars happen, the reason why wars end and prosperity comes again is because we're cycling in this already since our existence, probably. We develop and our issues become different ones, and sometimes more complex and sometimes again more simple. But yeah, I can repeat the sentence, I guess. Every generation leaves its footprint on human history.
Ok. Je trouve qu'il y a des choses qui sont dommages, parce qu'on a perdu un certain charme par rapport à avant, que tout le monde s'envoyait des lettres, etc. Aujourd'hui on se parle que par les réseaux, tout ça. Je trouve ça un petit peu dommage. Mais en même temps, ça permet du contact plus facile et ça permet de garder contact avec des gens avec qui on aurait sûrement perdu contact sinon. Du coup, ça peut avoir des côtés positifs et ça permet de rencontrer pas mal de personnes qu'on n'aurait pas forcément rencontrées dans la vie avant, plus tard. Enfin, avant, à l'époque précédente.
De notre génération, donc j'ai 28 ans, avec les gens de la génération plus ancienne, c'est une habitude d'utiliser les réseaux sociaux à outrance notamment, et tous ces moyens de communication qui sont offerts par le numérique et Internet, tout ça. Et je pense que ça éloigne des gens de la littérature par exemple, ou alors juste des rapports sociaux un peu plus humains. Ils se focalisent sur les écrans et sur des relations un petit peu virtuelles. Et ça fait perdre en fait l'essence des relations qui priment, c'est-à-dire les relations humaines, et savourer, je sais pas, la météo du soleil en lisant un bouquin par exemple. Je pense que les personnes qui ont immigré de pays en développement vers des pays plus riches comme la France, ils ont des meilleures perspectives de vie, dans le sens que par exemple en France il y a des structures sociales très élaborées. Moi j'ai eu la chance d'avoir une bourse pour faire mes études. J'ai fait des études d'histoire de l'art, j'ai fait un master de communication, et ce qui m'a permis de faire ça, c'est la structure sociale en France, avec la bourse mérite après le bac, les différentes aides de la CAF, etc. Donc ce qui m'a permis d'avoir un loyer à Paris, de ne pas devoir beaucoup travailler à côté quand je faisais mes études. Donc tout ce système social, en fait, je pense qu'il est mieux construit dans des pays comme la France, ce qui n'est pas le cas en Ukraine, par exemple, parce que, je ne sais pas, c'est le fait des grèves et des révolutions qui ont peut-être fait ça, mais je pense que des pays comme la France offrent plus de perspectives, ne serait-ce que pendant cette période d'études où les jeunes reprennent confiance en eux et reprennent confiance en leurs projets, en leur avenir et en leurs rêves.
Long time in my life and pretended somebody I'm not, because I wanted to be accepted, and it's kind of like everybody's desire, or like everybody wants to be accepted in some way, and this is like a trap. If you put on a mask and being fake with others, they will accept that, but you actually won't be accepted. And you can see when you meet with people, how they act towards you. Usually when I'm trying to know a person, I mean we are already like nice with each other and stuff, but I want to see them, how are they mean, or when they are angry. I want to see the situation when they don't, when they are don't like when they don't nice with because of that's how you should be. It's how they are handling a situation where they have to be out of their comfort zone and yeah, I've met fake people in my life. Everybody has, and as I said, I was kind of fake for a while. It's sad. it's sad. It's sad because with this mask on and like you can't, sometimes you just can't see through the wall, and you can't see, what is happening actually, and, and what is behind that mask can be beautiful or can be actually very ugly. But that this is true, and I would rather pick that one, the ugly truth, or more than I would pick the ugly truth more than the beautiful lies, because beautiful lies are actually ugly.
Us, generation who don't have guillotine for the king. The king lives in us, and almost in everyone he is standardly individual. King's power is limitless, possessions are limited. Hello, Anderson. I am the king, naked to be proud of it. Greetings, Dante. 9 circles are not enough anymore. They no longer bring the fear. I am human born in 20th century, human who remembers a generation without web. Generation Z, which was born and which lives in era of globalization and postmodernism. It is interesting that people from Generation Y spent a lot of time rising and educating children of Generation Z. It's so important to realize that the last generation of multi-million army of our ancestors who lived out of internet era is still alive. They are living witnesses of no internet era. In history of humanity, there will no longer exist generation which will be able to compare digital world to the world without an internet deservedly, without distortion of information, to evaluate all disadvantages and deprivation in field of social and economic relations arising from its rapid development according to its own life experience. Information that gives us ability to break the foundations, go beyond the border, play double game. What are we like? This trivial question must open up the essence of the common traits of youth. We all are different, so let's highlight some of general types of characters. Mainstream biased, politically maliciously preoccupied, dreamers, poets, terrified of future, awaiting for the future, heroes in words, innovators, vulnerable, empty, pretending to be vulnerable, glossy people with glossy feelings and soul, ignorant sages, people like hangers with sport items, philosophers, humanists. You can meet people with music in their voice and fire in their eyes, with unfeigned dignity. They are simple and do not fit in glossy format. I wanted to borrow a quote, change words and receive answer. What kind of society our generation has become? The society endures for a long time, has mercy, doesn't envy, doesn't exalt, isn't proud, doesn't rage, doesn't search for its own, doesn't annoy, thinks no evil, doesn't rejoice in lies, but rejoices in the truth, covers everything, believes in everything, always hopes, handles everything, never stops loving.